You basically roll your dice. You control a port. You roll your dice. You can move horizontally or vertically across the ocean to raid the ports of the other pirates, as well as Dread Island, which is kind of the pirate island. The goal of the game is to collect more treasure than the other pirates that you're playing against. This game is for 4 players, ages 8 and up. And it has advanced rules if you are a little bit more piratey. Arrrggghhh, that incorporate wind speed and wind direction into the rules so that you can play a little bit more advanced. It actually has quite a good little advanced play section because it also has other options like Unlimited Horizons, which is where you can sail off the map and come back around. Dread Card Madness, which you pull more dread cards, which dread cards are what kind of give you all the random and encounter portions of the game. And then there's a shorter game version as well if you don't want to play so long. I also really like that these Dread Pirate cards that you draw at certain times through the game, based on if you cross certain squares on the map, you get to draw Dread Pirate cards. For example, this one is attack by tornado worms. Ship is infested, must replace planking, and you lose your turn. But what I really like is at the bottom of each of these cards is a lore and more fact. And it's a pirate fact, which I think is fun if you're feeling piratey. In this one, tornado worms were a curse to any captain sailing in tropical waters. The tiny mollusks tunnel into ship's hulls, greatly reducing speed and maneuverability of a vessel. Didn't know about tornado worms. Other ones, like this one, is battle drills, pay off, add 1 point to your next skirmish roll. Because, of course, it wouldn't be a pirate game if you couldn't fight and skirmish with other ships. So if you end your turn or you, during your turn, get adjacent to another ship, you can actually fight that ship and try to steal their treasure. The other thing that this game has, of course, is the Dread Pirate. So the Dread Pirate gets special advantages. And the way you become the Dread Pirate is that you raid all of the other ports and get to Dread Island first to get some treasure off of those areas. If you're the first one to do that, you get the Dread Pirate flag on your ship. And there's a little hole in the ships where you can put that Dread Pirate marker. And then you move a little bit faster and you have some other advantages. But of course, you can lose those. Your ship can be sunk. There's a lot of things that can happen, but it's not a terribly difficult game. I've seen some other reviews where people are saying, it's just luck and it's because of that we don't really like it. I don't think that's the case. I think there's some strategy involved here because you do have to decide kind of where you're going to go based on what other players do. There is a random component, but that's true of most board games, and that's kind of what makes it fun, because if there wasn't some randomized element, then people would get their strategies and it would just be the same gameplay every single time. So it's pretty fun to have that random element. I think it's a fun game. We've played it several times, like I said, and it's a good little game to play for our Pirate Month here. So something I recommend. I do think it is still for sale. It's not super cheap. I don't know that it's still in print. I did look it up the other day and I did see several places you can buy it for varied prices. So I think I saw some for about $40. But again, I do recognize it recommend it. And then it also at the back has some excerpts from the journal of Captain Arthur Howell. So it's kind of interesting, 1691. And like I said, it's pretty fun to read, and it kind of gets you in that piratey mood. Perfect for Pirate Month and upcoming Halloween. So I hope you enjoyed this version of Jen's Boardroom, and we will see you on the next one. Good day.